At this point, it's really hard for me to imagine a world that the Cardinals not only one go back to Kyler Murray this season, but go back to Kyler Murray at all, because Jacoby Brissett has been playing very, very good football. And if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead, hit subscribe. We're on the road to 10K. But like, I just don't see a world where Kyler Murray gets thrown back in the action, especially if Jacoby continually plays great. Now, my biggest concern about Jacoby Brissett going forward is he has a 3-game sample size. We just put Kyler Murray on injured reserve, meaning he is gone for the next 4 games at the bare minimum, which might be okay as long as Jacoby Brissett keeps playing good football. But if he doesn't, oh boy. As you guys see, this is per Ian Rappaport. This is insane. So Kyler Murray was moving pretty fluid in my opinion. So I don't know if he's really not healthy. They're taking it super precautious just because Jacoby Brissett is balling out, or if this is like a soft benching. You don't know. But all the signs kind of just point to Kyler was ramping up to be the team starter. Jonathan Gannon gave him that nod saying, hey, he's still the starting quarterback right after the game that Jacoby Brissett won. Then a day after comes out and probably has a talk with his coaches, talk with his players, just evaluated and understands that Jacoby Brissett is the best option for this team moving forward as of now. I just find it fascinating because, like I said, this is what Jonathan Gannon said right after the game. He said, nothing has changed. Kyler Murray is still the starting quarterback. He's been echoing the same sentiment for forever. And now here we are. And then we also have this. Just, this is why he was starting over Kyler, apparently, which I don't know how true it is. I'm not really buying it. He said, truthfully, both factors. I like what the offense is doing right now. I think that's a truth. I don't really think it has to do with Kyler's health, unless Jonathan Gannon is being straight and honest. It's hard to take anything he says right now at face value because he's kind of just bouncing around, kind of lying a little bit, and the injuries have been a little shaky. Didn't really know what was going on with BJ Ojulari. We didn't really understand what was going on with a lot of these injuries, and he's kind of just sugarcoating things. So maybe it's real. He's on IR for a reason, but I don't know, man. I really don't know. Then Peter Schrager hopped on Pat McAfee today, had a lot of interesting comments talking about Russell Wilson potentially cutting Kyler. I don't think that is plausible. I don't think that'll happen. We're still paying a lot of money to Cliff, paying a lot of money to Steve Keim, I'm assuming, too. Michael Bidwell is friends with him. I know he resigned, but I'm sure we're still paying him for whatever the contract is, the same duration as Cliff. But K1, since day one, quoted this. This is from Peter Schrager on Pat McAfee. He said, I was there Monday walking on the field before the game. Everyone in Arizona was talking about how good Jacoby was. The juice around Jacoby was so real that I came away thinking there might be a future with Jacoby Brissett. Now, what's a future with Jacoby Brissett? I don't know. The guy is old. He is not a young quarterback. Is this like a 1-season thing? Is this a 2-season thing? If we want to be competitive, maybe having a less than $10 million quarterback drafting a rookie wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, but I don't know how good we're going to be. Now, Jacoby Brissett is playing great football. I don't think you turn to Kyler Murray. A lot of people are probably just putting me and categorizing me in the Kyler Murray stand, but as it stands right now, I don't think you rock Kyler Murray. I just don't think that's a smart thing to do while the team is hot. Everybody's kind of backing. The receiver involvement has been great. The offense is flowing. And there are things in this offense that I think there's issues, but we'll talk about that in a second. But Jacoby Brissett is operating at a high level. My concern is now that Kyler's on IR, does he get comfortable? Does he continue to elevate and play great football? If he starts to struggle, who do we defer to? That's the only thing that makes me think this Kyler Murray injury might be a little more legitimate than I'm thinking, because you just kind of benched him and said, Jacoby, these next 4 games are yours, or this is just like a, hey, Kyler, we don't even want you to be a distraction week by week. We're putting you on IR. Heal up 100%, because he could get set back with a Lisfranc injury. That is a legit possibility. Maybe this is best for both worlds, where, hey, heal up. If Jacoby starts to struggle in the back end, we pull off and string a couple wins, then we'll put you back in the lineup and you'll be at 100%. That is also a very realistic option. But everybody in Arizona is kind of just buying in, which is very fascinating. And you have Drew Brees kind of just slamming Kyler and saying, is Kyler your franchise quarterback? Has he ever been? But I think that's a legitimate question. And also, sorry for no face cam today. I don't have a setup right now. I am in an apartment that is completely not set up because I had to move apartments. I'll have a story time on that in like 3 days on a different channel. So you guys stay tuned for that. But the videos are going to be a little wonky, but we're talking about it because I think this is a very fascinating point by Peter Schrager. I don't know where the Cardinals are going to defer going forward. If Jacoby balls for these next 4, I think it's his job to lose at this point for the rest of the year. Team is rallying, can't afford to lose games. We have 2 crazy tough matchups against Seattle and San Francisco, and we need both of them. This is the only chance we can make the playoffs, and Jacoby, we need him to keep playing good football. We need to keep rallying around him, and we need this team to win. I think the defense is the highlight. I think the defense is still the best unit on this team. Offense, we're still struggling. There's offensive linemen, at the minimum 2 of them, that are just absolutely getting dog walked on the right side of the line. Evan Brown has not played fantastic. You have Froholt and Paris Johnson. Everybody else is very replaceable at this point. Will Hernandez has not been fantastic, but the offense does look a little better. His pass block grade, I believe, is like a 40. He's not having a fantastic season, allowing pressure out of the roof, but like having Will Hernandez as just a veteran is a nice thing to have. Hopefully he gets his game right. And I think if the offensive line gives Jacoby time and doesn't let him die on the field like they have been for both of our quarterbacks, that would be great. I don't want to lose Jacoby. Please and thank you. This team needs to win football games. But Kyler, what does his future even look like at this point? This is something else by Theo Mackey. He said Gannon said he had a conversation with Kyler about the change today. I don't read anything more into it than that. Can't announce that decision to us in the post-game press conference without talking to your players first. So, I don't know. Just a very weird situation after everything that came out. Everything was trending for Kyler to play. And then they just rocked with Jacoby. And then Kyler got ruled out last minute. And now he's on IR. Very, very weird. But it's hard to dismiss what Jacoby Brissett's doing. If you're dismissing it, you're just a hater at this point. And I'm just rooting for the team to win football games. Don't really care who the quarterback is. I think Kyler does give us a good chance to win football games. I think if this season has gone a little bit different and we were able to string some wins that we probably should have, then we wouldn't be in this position. We wouldn't be in this predicament. But that's not the case. We win against Tennessee and we win one of those games against either San Francisco or I guess you could say Seattle, but we weren't really in that one. We kind of clawed our way back. I would say San Fran and then obviously Tennessee. You win those games. Kyler Murray's job probably isn't as in jeopardy as it is, but you start 2-5, you're struggling. Jacoby comes in here, plays the Colts close, almost beats them, should have actually got us to the 1-yard line. That should have been a win. The Packers game, Micah Parsons, Drew Petzing is just an idiot. Let Micah Parsons go one-on-one dang near the whole game, got 10 pressures and 3 sacks. That's ridiculous. But Jacoby Brissett, look at these stats, man. In 3 starts, 65% of his passes are being complete. He's also getting rocked, so this is very impressive. Thrown for 850 yards. 350 is crazy. Thrown for 850 yards, thrown 6 touchdown passes, and rushed for a touchdown. The only NFL quarterback to do that over his first 3 starts with the team was Kurt Warner with the Rams in 1999. So Jacoby is absolutely thriving. He's balling. He's going crazy. He deserves the start. Point blank period. But Kyler Murray, where do you send him? There was this graphic posted on these 4 teams. I don't remember who posted it, but somebody posted this. And I think all 4 of these teams are probably his best and most realistic teams to go. Benjamin Albright is basically pitching the Jets. They have a ton of draft capital. That's possible. Maybe they trade us like a 2nd-round pick or something. I don't know. Maybe they give us a first. Maybe they go crazy. Who knows at the end of the day? It's the Jets. But I don't know, man. The Dolphins definitely not rocking Tua. Tua is not the long-form answer. I would not be opposed to seeing Kyler Murray, especially if they rock Mike McDaniel in a Dolphins jersey. I think that's a really good fit for him. The Raiders and Ash and Gene team makes a lot of sense. The Saints are very quarterback needy as well. I think that makes a lot of sense too. So I think there's a lot of teams that do fit Kyler Murray, but I don't know. It's just hard. Minnesota would have been an option. I don't think that's like very high on the totem pole, but that could have been an option. But J.J. McCarthy just balled out. If they can get him to string some good games, that'll be good. I think Cleveland could be a dark horse. I think they need to see what Shedeur Sanders has and stop starting Dylan Gabriel and being idiotic, but that's a potential suitor for them. But then like outside of those 6, and 2 of those are very question mark, like the Vikings I think are very low on the totem pole. I don't think that chance is very high at this point. Then you also have teams like the Steelers you can throw into. That's a really wild card team. But outside of that, there's not many teams that are going to take him. So it's probably these 4 and the Steelers are who you could throw in. And outside of that, I don't really know. Hopefully Kyler resurrects his career somewhere else, has a good career every time we play him. We beat him, obviously. But all signs are pointing for him to go. So we'll see what happens, but I do not expect Kyler to be on the team for very much longer. I like Kyler. I like Jacoby. I just want the best for this team, point blank, period. I think Jacoby Brissett is the absolute right move. I think the coaching staff got it right, which typically their decisions have come very late. So it's nice to see them get this one correct, and hopefully Kyler does heal up. And it'll be very interesting in 4 weeks to see where this team shapes out, because Jacoby, it's very possible we go 0-4. But this team looks competitive right now. The defense is balling. Getting Garrett Williams back was huge. Getting Walter Nolan was huge. I think the defense, we finally have a unit that can play 4 quarters. The offense needs to get it right in the 4th quarter, because that is still a problem on this team. I have not seen us. I don't even know if we scored many points in the 4th quarter as it stands. Like, we have to right this ship. We continually get outscored, and we got to right it, man. I don't care who the quarterback is. Jacoby, Kyler, we have to right this ship, and hopefully that happens. But with that being said, that is going to wrap it up. Very interesting to see what Jacoby Brissett is able to do. He has been balling. I hope he continues, and hopefully the Cardinals can string again 2 more games, because we absolutely need it. So everybody, just back Jacoby. I really don't care at this point. Kyler fans or not, Jacoby fans or not, you should be a fan of the team. If you're not a fan of the team and you're a fan of the player, then that's where we start to have problems. We need Jacoby to win us games. So remember that. But with that being said, that is going to wrap it up. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. We're on the road to 10K. Smack subscribe. But that is all I got for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.